Let me introduce one of the Pratexo solutions for intelligent power management. In this case, our system that enables fast frequency response, commonly known as FFR, which is part of the overall frequency regulation markets that are rapidly emerging around the globe. Let's start by looking at the hardware component. This is a device that is used to actually measure the frequency of power from the grid and create a data stream in real time that can be interpreted and analyzed by our system. We developed this hardware device because it is both lower latency and more accurate, while being much less expensive and easier to implement than comparable devices. All components are CE approved, and we are ready to go into production whenever necessary. In this case, we are connected to an edge computer via a simple USB cable that is running the Pratexo real-time FFR analytics application. Here is the main dashboard showing the actual frequency of power coming off the grid. This is real-time data. In fact, we can analyze and produce a response in approximately 20 milliseconds. We can compare this with the readings coming from the CheckWatt app running in the cloud. Of course, CheckWatt is running at a few seconds lag because the data is being pushed back and forth to the cloud, not usable for FFR. On the bottom, you can see a histogram of the frequency readings over time. On the right, you can see an event stream showing the current states of the system. Idle when the frequency is within acceptable boundaries. For this demo, the boundary is set at 49.96 Hz. Activating when the frequency first breaches the acceptable threshold and FFR is activating. Low power when power consumption is reduced or energy storage systems automatically deliver power back to the grid. Finally, ramp up when the situation is addressed and power consumption is gradually restored to normal. All settings for all these states are completely configurable, of course. Finally, across the top, you can see a chart showing the states over time, differentiated by color. This whole solution can be easily deployed, but let me show you how quick it is to implement and then maintain and enhance over time in the Pratexo Studio. Let's first add the FFR meter that I showed previously as the device that is generating data on the edge in real time. Now we drag out the FFR Analytics software module that generates the dashboard I showed. Let's quickly add a few more components to the architecture. And finally, we can connect into a cloud or microcloud running securely on premises. Then we can process the architecture to create all the install scripts and integrations for deployment to a simulation environment or to the field, and we are done. Of course, we could always use the FFR events in Pratexo to trigger actions in the real world that might reduce power consumption and quickly correct the low frequency situation.